Hey guys, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
uh, Back at the off-grid cabin. Where did we go?
We went to Florida for a couple weeks.
And we were welcomed with
A lot of snow, guys. It's above, I posted it on Facebook. It is above our raised garden beds.
yeah. So it's a little bit of a hot mess here in March still. So guys, we wanted to share with you real quick. We stopped at a little off-grid cabin on the way back from Florida for an overnight stay. And we wanted to show you that little cabin and kind of compare it to our cabin and show you how it differed and how, we'll give you some different options. So when you build your off-grid cabin, or if you go off-grid, you could see how layout and size can be used differently.
Yep. And how when you're somewhere in the south where it's a bajillion times warmer, how you can have a completely different needs and wants.
Yeah. And everybody has different needs and wants, right? So check out this little video and we'll show you this little cabin and hopefully you enjoy it and get some ideas from it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, off-grid with Jay and Jen in Florida.
I dragged him down here, guys. He was kicking and screaming the whole time.
I've been miserable and whining, and Jen was sad that I forgot my tiny violin, but I left it at the cabin so she could relax this week and not have to listen to my whining. So anyway guys, we're at the tail end of our trip here. We're on our way back actually to the cabin, and we stopped at an off-grid cabin in Florida. And we thought we'd take the quick opportunity here to kind of show you what they have going on here. We're not going to get into the super nitty-gritty, but we want to talk about, because we've been here for what, 3 days? And we wanted to talk about some of the differences between being off-grid in Florida and being off-grid in Michigan. And on top of that, just kind of show you the different layouts, because we really notice when we go places, this cabin is the same exact size as our 16 by 24 cabin that we are in northern Michigan. And the layouts are drastically different. We've noticed this when we went to visit Barb and Dan at a different kind of quiet. Their cabin is the same size as ours as well. Totally different layout. So this is going to give you a good idea of how you can change things around and how you make things function for your needs rather than just being the best or the worst one way or another.
For what you need.
Yeah, so check this place out, guys. It's a pretty cool little place.
It's warm and there's no snow, so it's really great.
Yeah, it rained for 24 hours yesterday, which is the first rain we've had on this little trip. And we laid low and kind of looked around. We're like, man, we should show this to you guys because it's really cool and it has a lot of little different things that work for this place, right?
Yep.
So check it out, guys.
This here is the same exact footprint as our cabin, 16 by 24.
Got this cool little pond in front. We had the water feature going. We turned that off so you guys could hear us.
Yep.
So
this place is like on a hydroponics farm, which is kind of cool. So they're growing lots of microgreens and flowers and stuff. So it's like a cool...
Jenny's in heaven and getting lots of ideas, right?
I want to buy all the flowers. I just don't have enough room to take them all home.
So,
and they would die in Michigan.
Yeah. So guys, we might as well just start out here real quick. Just want to show you, there's two little mini cabins here. I assume they're both very similar. Inside we have not gone to the other one. But look, nice little porch. I would say this is like 8 or 10 by the length of the building. But here's what you're going to do, guys. If you're going to look at cabins and you're going to maybe build your own cabin, start observing structures and start observing how people build stuff. And you'll soon realize that things aren't quite as difficult as you would think. So this lean-to or front porch is just a basic lean-to, just like ours. Has a ledger board up here, rafters, no snow load to deal with. So 6x6s that are shouldered just like ours, and some 2x6s. This is real nice functional space for us yesterday because, as I said, it rained for 24 hours and we just kind of sat out here on the couch and watched the pond and watched all the birds and stuff fly by. So pretty cool building. It's low maintenance material, all done in metal. That works good for Florida because, you know, a lot of humidity down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's salt issues down here, but this cabin is built on a slab. The whole thing is on a slab. The interior is a slab, concrete floor, easy to clean. Probably keeps it pretty cool year round. So the one thing that we were kind of surprised by was the windows. There are none. It's basically all screens around the entire cabin, and then they have blinds and plastic to cover it up.
Like it's a greenhouse plastic, so it will keep in the heat.
Yep.
Like a greenhouse would.
Yep. And you can roll up a few windows on either end to get some airflow. But so this off-grid cabin is, like Jen said, 16 by 24. Let's take you inside and show it to you.
And of course we have our everyone's favorite parts of the channel here.
So guys, we cleaned this place out because we're heading home. We're heading back to the cabin here shortly. We got a long drive. We are just north of Tampa, and yeah, so we just want to show this to you before we headed back to the cabin and share it with you. It's pretty cool.
We stayed further south for a week and
visited friends and family.
We needed to head back home, and we had to stop here for a couple days, and Jason picked this place up because it was off-grid.
Yeah. It's got solar panels on the roof. I don't know how many watts. The gentleman that owns the place has been kind of busy, and the weather hasn't exactly cooperated, so we haven't really got the nitty-gritty, but check this out. First thing, solar, off-grid, right? Guess what he's using? SunGold power battery or wall battery and SunGold inverter. So this is right here. This leads up to the solar panels on the roof and powers everything in this cabin. This cabin doesn't have a ton of stuff in it to run. I mean, it has a pump outside that runs both these cabins. I'll show you the water system in a minute. But look at the layout. This is kind of what we want to show you more than anything. As you know, our cabin has like a cathedral ceiling, real steep roof, right? Real steep pitch, so we have a lot of extra room. This has a somewhat decent pitch and gives you a little bit better feel as well, right?
Yeah,
if
probably similar to the mini cabin pitch.
Yeah, exactly. And that makes the space feel way better, right? Way bigger.
The big ceilings.
Yeah. And it allowed us to have a loft. In this building, you'd really struggle to have a loft. Even though the walls, I believe, are higher than 8 foot. I feel like the walls are about 9 foot, which is nice. But it does give you a nice feel. But you would struggle to put a loft in here. So what they did here was this is more for, you know, travelers, people probably with families, sleeps 4 to 6 people. Put a couple kids up on the upper bunk, put a couple people on the lower part here, and then we have master suite over here. King size bed, which is nice. Nice dining area. And we even have a wood stove.
Yep, because here in this part of Florida, it does get cooler in the wintertime. It does get into the 30s and 40s in the evening. So they do need a wood stove to keep it warm because there's no heating or cooling source in here.
Yep, no other source of heat in here. So I don't know how often they use that, but they got a couple of ricks of firewood outside for us to use. It did get down in the 50s at night, but not cold enough for us to light a fire, right?
No.
So cool to have a nice little wood stove to heat it up. We do have some modern conveniences here. We have a television, you know, something we don't have at our cabin, but it was nice to have on that rainy day yesterday, yes?
Yep.
I was excited to check out the farm. Maybe we'll check it out later, or maybe we'll check it out next year on our way down.
We've got a kitchenette in here that's all built in just like ours as part of the main cabin. They've just got one solid counter. They don't have a stove or anything like we have. They just have a sink and a coffee pot, keeping it simple and basic.
There's a warmer cook tray in the bottom if we wanted to warm something up, but not really convenient for cooking, right?
Right. But they also have a propane grill outside if you wanted to cook.
Yep.
And then they have a small fridge. This is like a tiny fridge.
Apartment or whatever they're called, mini fridge, with a freezer section, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not really just showing you this cabin to say, hey, stop here, check it out. We want to just talk about the differences between our place and this place. And one of the major differences is it's one big building, one big opening with your bedroom included in this space. So no privacy. This is something that is different from ours. Our bedroom bumps off the side, so I guess that's extra space that
we added on.
That could be added on, yeah. Because we added on. So,
but we did that because we didn't want this situation.
yes, we didn't want it all to be together, and we wanted to make sure we had a nice sitting area. That's a lot of things that we see that lack with small buildings like this. You don't have couches or really a sitting area to focus on the fire, just like this place. There's no couches, no chairs. There's a dining table, but nowhere to really sit. So you're limited to the bed itself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we wouldn't care for because we live in our cabin.
Yes.
And if you are building a cabin of this footprint and you like the open floor plan and you don't want to put on a bedroom addition, you could do this and then turn this space, if you don't have guests, into a sitting area. So that's something that would be nice. You could put a couch over here and have a couch over here. One nice thing about this cabin is
they've got the bathroom built on, just like we built on ourselves, but it's a little bit bigger than our bathroom is.
it's included in the floor plan of the 16 by 24 space.
Mm-hmm.
Just boxed in over here. You got a full-size toilet, right?
Yep.
So I'm assuming they have a septic of some sort.
And then the shower's smaller than ours, though.
Yes, it is very hard to take a shower in there.
Reason that we built our shower the way we built it.
Little corner shower units are not good for big guys. I'm a pretty good sized guy, so I fit in there fine. But
always getting wet.
Bending over and cleaning your legs and feet and stuff like that can be difficult in a small shower like this. It's beautiful and very nice looking. Just moving around in there and cleaning up is a little bit difficult. So, little sink base.
Just pluses and minuses, and how you could maybe do something different for yourself if you were building something. Because we've never really had the opportunity to be in somebody else's cabin. So that's why we wanted to show you guys this.
Yep. So this bathroom takes up a substantial part of their floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this bathroom is like 6 by 7. Yeah, it's Jen's arm reach over here. So she, about 6 foot deep by 6 foot wide. So that's 6 foot. That's by 6 foot by 6 foot. That's what, 36 square feet.
Yeah, which
so
is a lot of space to eat up in a 400 square foot cabin.
Yeah. And 16 by 24 is what, like 386? So it's not even 400 square feet. It's close. Yeah. We always say 400, but it is. It's a lot of floor plan for a bathroom. Our cabin has a shower, sink, and little composting toilet. It doesn't have a normal toilet, but we're okay. We love our bathroom. Mm-hmm. We don't mind using an outhouse. Maybe someday on the property we'll build my 4,000 square foot cabin that we talk about. Maybe we'll build that 4,000 square foot log cabin and have a septic and traditional stuff all run on solar still, though, because we're out in the middle of nowhere. But this is just a good idea, guys. I like to show you this stuff and give you a better idea of how things can differ, especially in different climates. Mm-hmm. This building probably isn't insulated real well. They didn't put electrical in the walls. It's all running through conduit, so it's like an afterthought. Maybe these were just pavilions, and they turned them into off-grid cabins. I feel like that's kind of the feel I'm getting from this. This was like an outdoor picnic area pavilion, and they turned it into a cabin, because it's got structure, it's got post and beam, or posts, just like a pavilion, and they put a half wall. So I feel like maybe that was the afterthought of turning these into cabins. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, the gentleman that owns this place has been a little busy. Weather hasn't really cooperated with us to talk to him much. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's a little weird not having real windows, but that's a different climate.
Right.
And that's okay. It's very bug-proof, critter-proof. The plastic on the windows, you could put clear plastic or replace them with huge picture windows if you wanted.
And the screen's like lanai screen, so it's like thicker screen than like we have at home. So it lets in, like you said, keeps the bugs and critters out.
Yep.
So it's cool though. It's cool to see how different people do different things and give you all different ideas too. Because if you were just like a weekender or off-gridder and you wanted a cabin, this would be perfect for somebody that's like a weekender or just part-timer.
Yep. This is very functional for different kinds of people in different situations. So your off-grid cabin doesn't have to look just like ours. It doesn't have to look just like this. But this gives you a good idea, right? The water here is not rainwater. It's from a shallow well. I can tell it has a lot of sulfur in it.
Yes.
So, you know, he would greatly benefit here from a reverse osmosis system. We'll go show you the water system real quick outside. So in addition to this nice sitting area, we have our outdoor kitchen, our barbecue grill. But yeah, this cabin, I believe, is just run on a shallow well. I think they would greatly benefit from using a rain catchment system. You get a lot of rain down here in Florida, and that would eliminate the sulfury smell. That would probably clean the water up a lot, so you don't have to have such filtration. We have filtration very similar to ours. I don't know what's exactly in there, but we have filtration over here. You know, just extra sediment filters, extra. I'm not sure what this is right here. I'm not sure what this system consists of. Maybe this is an old reverse osmosis system. We have softener. We have water filtration of some sort. So nice filtration system, but nothing takes out the sulfury smell, I don't believe, unless you have reverse osmosis. So reverse osmosis systems that we've showed you in some previous videos, the tabletop ones are great for that. I think in the future we're going to maybe hook up an under the counter reverse osmosis system for cabins and stuff. That way we can have 100% pure water. But here's our water heating system. Very similar to ours, a little bit more full-time system, but propane on-demand water heater. Pretty easy setup. You know, right here in Florida, we don't have to worry about freezing so much. You know, a lot of exposed plumbing. You know, our cabin is set up similar to this. I have it a little bit more insulated, but this is never going to freeze 99% of the time. If it does, we'll winterize the cabin. You know, winterize these cabins like this. So guys, like I said, very similar to our system. I think the only difference here is we have a shallow well rather than use rain catchment. Low maintenance, I like that about this cabin. All steel. Dan and Barb's cabin is like that too, over close to us in northern Michigan. All steel, low maintenance. That's something that our cabin doesn't have, but especially down here in Florida, with all the humidity and stuff, we need to make sure that we don't have wood that's going to rot all the time. All steel roofing. We have solar panels on the roof. We have some sort of water heating system over here on the other cabin. I assume that supplements the water heating system in the summertime, so less propane is used. And again, I'll show you this angle over here. Pretty good amount of solar panels on the roof. Nothing crazy, probably a couple thousand watts, but maybe a little hard to see, but there's probably 4 300-watt panels on the top and then 4 on the bottom. So we probably got 2,000 to 2,500 watts of panels on the roof there. Pretty simple. We don't have to be complicated. That's another thing too, guys. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that when we show you this, like, everything is built pretty simple. People say they can't do it. People say they can't do it. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the expertise. Well, you know, start looking at buildings like this. When you're at the park next time, at your family barbecue, or when you're renting a place, or when you're just walking in any building in general, start paying attention to how they're built. It's not that difficult. We've learned along the way. You can do it too. So let us know what you think of this mini cabin. All right, let's head back inside. This cabin is built a lot like I've seen people do rustic cabins. It's all OSB, just painted. And then instead of it being drywall, because I mean, especially here in Florida, a lot of humidity, a couple nice ceiling fans, everything's really good. So what's another thing that's different about this cabin?
This is on a concrete slab, not built up like ours is, and that is the floor. The floor is the concrete slab.
Yep. So concrete floor, easy to clean, I guess. I mean, it's a little textured, so it may be a little difficult. Maybe you have to mop it. I don't know.
It keeps cool though too, which the concrete keeps cool, which is important here in Florida when it gets blistering hot in the summertime.
No air conditioning in here.
Yeah, so you can at least have a cool floor that will help keep the place good. Another thing that we liked here The windows on both sides like ours, that's awesome. Like that's like a good thing to consider when you're building a small building like this that might not have air conditioning and stuff, because you can get a good cross breeze across the whole cabin. So I like that that's a good thing that they have here, just like ours.
Airflow is very important when, you know, during the warmer times of the year. So we are fortunate now to have the mini split, but the mini split has air conditioning, but again, we could be limited by that if it's warm and not sunny. We can't use that if it's not sunny. So, but yeah, this is a pretty cool little building. I like this setup. I personally would, like I said, just put a couch over here instead of bedding. That's one thing I would do different, is put a pull-out couch there so you have a little sitting area and like a coffee table and stuff. So,
and I would probably even suggest, instead of this table, doing something like a pull-down table or something, and then like a pull-down bed too, like have 2 different layers of it, so you can have a table on one layer and then a bed if you needed it, just to give you more space, because then when you're not using it, you can put the table up, because there's not a ton of space in here, which is again fine because you're in Florida. But if you were just here all the time, just ideas to think about.
Yeah, honestly, if I was down here too, I would alleviate the wood stove entirely, because you're going to use that like 10 times a year, if that.
Right.
And put in a mini split, because our mini split could heat, take that chill off. You know, add a little bit of extra money in solar so you can run that mini split, and it's very functional.
Yep. And then you don't have to worry about people, if you are Airbnb-ing it out, that don't know how to use a wood stove.
Yeah, that's one thing you definitely have to worry about, is people who aren't, you know, savvy or aren't familiar. So what would you guys do different with this little cabin? Again, let's stick with a similar 16 by 24. You can see the difference between this space and our space. What would you do different? What's important to you? How do you think you would change things in a space like this?
Right. Do you love this? Is this exactly what you would want? And you love the simplicity? Like I said, let us know.
Yep. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we hope you enjoyed this little video checking out a different off-grid cabin.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
Back at the cabin.